morning, everyone, and welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Show. This is your host, Rochelle Slay Queen Hemingway, and I am the CEO and founder of Slay to Success, which is a leadership and transformational consultant service business. I empower women who are working in executive leadership roles and women who are transitioning from a long career to step up into their most authentic personal brand to gain lucrative opportunities. The reason why I started the Rise and Slay morning show is to get your week off right. I know Monday already came and went, but today, y'all, we're going to kickstart this week with inspiration, with motivation, with encouragement. And we have expert insights, all right, on how you're going to achieve your goals, your dreams, your inspirations, and own your own power. So if you are here today, this morning, please put it into the comments so that way I can recognize you for being here for our first, okay, for our first Rise and Slay morning show. So every Tuesday morning, I will be here at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are here today, this morning, please put it into the comments. Thank you so much for being here live. And if you come back, please put in hashtag replay. Again, this is the first Tuesday morning starting the Rise and Slay morning show. Good morning, Charlene. Welcome, my queen. That's right. We are here to slay and get you started for this week. So whether or not you're tuning in Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, all right, this whole show is about empowering yourself. It's about elevating your mindset and igniting your success. And we are going to start with the slay. All right. So this framework, if you will, of slay. What does slay mean? It means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, to dream big and work hard until you own it. Not only is it a big word, but it's also an acronym. I created an acronym of life and leadership philosophies that anyone can apply because during these unprecedented times, y'all, we need more and more to make sure that we are focusing on the right things, all right, that will lead us to our greatness, to our success. S stands for stay ready to be ready. L, lead out loud. A sense of community, a sense of family. And Y, you are built to last. And so today, y'all, we are going to get right on in. We're going to dive in. So thank you so much, Dr. Watts, for being here as well this morning. I appreciate y'all being here live. So let's just buckle in. All right, buckle in. That way we can understand what we're here to do and how we're going to move, okay, and navigate through this week. So today's first question is the question of the day that I wrote already into the question or the description is, are you inadvertently settling for mediocrity? All right. Are you inadvertently settling for mediocrity? Now, so some of us may be like, oh, I don't know what this is, what she's talking about. Well, let's just break this out now. What does inadvertently mean? Well, when you look it up into the dictionary, it means unintentionally, without thought, sometimes making a mistake, going about your day and not really understanding what you're doing. All right. So thank you so much. Michelle, you're here. Thank you so much for being here with me live. Also, Charlene says, speak on that. All right, let's get right on in. So please keep these comments going. Okay, so you're doing things, all right, but we're always wanting to set the standard, all right? And if our standard is at a mid-level, if you will, you know, okay, that mediocrity always attacks excellence. It always attacks excellence. And when we settle for mediocrity, that means we're settling for what we think we can get instead of fighting for all that we want and what we deserve. Now, I'm not talking about fighting and scratching and clawing all the way to the top, if you will, of wherever you're at. But I am saying that there are some things that we could be doing because how you do anything, as we know, is how you do everything. So during the course of your time of trying to, all right? So we are striving for excellence instead of being at the mediocrity level. You know that sometimes questions or thoughts come into our head like jealousy, resentment, overwhelm, sadness, fear, stress, guilt, anger. All these types of feelings will come up when you're trying to show up in the best version of yourself. And that's what we're going to be speaking about today. And all these negative feelings that we have in our head, they are competing with one another. They're tripping on each other and they're falling over each other because they are preventing us from that path of greatness. All right. So, hello, Chevy. Thank you so much, Queen, for being here live with us today. This is the Rise and Slay morning show. And this is the first show that we have had, or that we have today, and then every Tuesday after this. So, hey, Leslie, thank you so much for being here live. Appreciate y'all. Okay, so what does being the best version of yourself mean? I know when I say that for myself, that means I'm understanding and unlocking my fullest potential. All right. Whatever that is for me. All right. And I'm tuning out all these unhelpful comments, all right, that are not focusing on my needs and the goals that I have set. And my mindset has just changed in a way because I no longer think, oh, I'm too much. All right. I'm too aggressive, if you will, too ambitious, too assertive. All these things that sometimes people say about us when we have goals, when we are dreaming big and we're stepping into it. So this can apply whether or not you're in school, whether or not you're in your career, in your relationships, in your health, and in your personal development. So living our best life or the best version of ourselves, it's going to be different than someone else's. All right. So there's no one right path to live an you know the word, y'all, authentically. All right. And finding our true north. So let's talk about some of the things that we could be doing. All right. One of the things that I know for sure that I continue to put and plant seeds in my body, my mind, my soul is to show up. Okay. That's the first thing. You just got to show up. Sometimes we don't want to show up because we may not think we ready. We don't know what other people are going to say. I'm not quite understanding what this show up means. Well, let me just break it down with you because I'm a runner. All right. I run almost every day. And I ran my first marathon probably about 15 years ago. It was in Vegas. Okay. And the people that I was working with at the time, they challenged me. They said, hey, let's run this half marathon. It's the rock and roll marathon in Vegas. And I said, okay, let's just do that. I had no prior experience in it. I've never ran that long. I think the longest I'd run up to that point was 6 miles. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Well, the first step is just lacing up the shoes. That was the first step for me. So I put on my shoes. All right. And then I had to hit the pavement. And it was a gradual increase. 1 week we started out the 1 mile, then we got to the 3 miles, then we got, to the 4 miles, and then we started increasing more and more and more. We had a plan. It was over a 6-month period. We didn't just jump right on in it. But what I realized is I was putting in the work and we were showing up every day for our training. All right. You can apply that now to your life. Are you showing up every day? Okay. Making sure that you're lacing up your shoes, if you will, and putting your feet to the pavement and getting out there. I know when I started my business, one of the things that they say is you got to network. Well, in order to network, all right, you could do it virtually for sure. All right, because we are in unprecedented times. And so there's a hybrid going on. However.com, a lot of things are in person. You know that you have probably had like 1,000 conversations in your head, like, oh, I'm not going to go. Oh, okay, I'm going to go. Oh, what am I going to wear? Oh, I can't wear that. A lot of things go into play. So when you just show up and put in the work, this is achieving trying to, we're just striving for excellence. We're striving to be the best version of ourselves. So that's one way, right? Just show up, y'all. Show up. So whatever you're doing, show up. Next, I would say, hey, let me get my little list out here, y'all. Stop looking for a secret trick. There's no secrets out here. All right. Stop. Okay. Again, I mean, trying to motivate and inspire you and encourage you today. All right. And these are things that we have to be looking at. There's no secret trick. There's no miracle pill. There's no miracle shortcut. All right. We have to make sure that we are doing what we need to do. Again, I am a runner, and I know sometimes my instructors say, your soul will recognize when you have put the shortcuts in. Okay. Because if you were supposed to be at this level and you know you could be at that level, why are you not there? All right. Because I just didn't want to do it. Right. So let's make sure that we're not trying to find some other ways to get to the best versions of ourselves that our soul is not going to agree with. It's not going to be in alignment. All right. We are constantly striving, all right, to make sure that we are in alignment with who we are meant to be. So, no shortcuts because there's no secrets, all right? Next is we got to celebrate small wins. I don't care how small it is. I've learned over time, especially over my 30-year military career experience, that you all know that I've served for the United States Air Force. I understood that I had to celebrate the small wins. I wasn't going to achieve every little battle or win every little fight. All right. But when I knew that I gave the best that I possibly can, I had to relish in that. So, whatever you're doing, celebrate even the smallest wins. If you got up today, okay, if you got up today and put your feet on the ground, you're gonna celebrate your win. If you got your kids out to school, because I know this is a time, right, that you're probably in your seat. If you're teleworking, doing your work, or if you're in the job, actually in the building, it took a lot for you to get there. So if the kids got dropped off at school or daycare or whatnot, celebrate that win. Okay. If you got dressed today and said, you know what, this is what I know from top to bottom, you celebrate. Stop putting things off, all right, and waiting till the end of the week to give yourself, some sort of a celebration. So, yes, Dr. Watts, I'm here to help us throughout the week. This is going to carry us throughout the entire week. Okay, so I'm giving you all what I got. And I'm just here to tell y'all, if we feel like crap all the time, all right, it's because we are out of alignment again. All right, so this is about showing up, all right, and presenting the best versions of ourselves. Next, we got to stop pretending to know things that we don't know. Stop pretending. All right, I had it on my guest. I also have a Slate to Success talk show on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my guest was Dr. Rhonda Beckwith. And she said, learning and really understanding, different things. She looks at life as being every day is a school day. Every day is a school day. So when we think we know it all, okay, we think we got it all figured out, that's where we go wrong. Stop pretending. That's right, Charlene. Stop pretending because people are going to figure you out. They're going to figure you out in a minute. And you don't want to be that one being called out. Okay. So if you don't know, you need to ask. If you have an idea, you need to put it all together or whatnot. You need to do some research. Do some research. Okay. Hey, Tish, we all got to do some research about where we're at. And if you look one way here virtually and in person look another way, then again, your soul will know, and other people will start figuring it out. So stop pretending to know things that you don't know. All right, because when we do, we'll we will never learn everything. Okay, I'll just put it. We will never learn everything. All right, next we got to exercise these bodies. Now, I'm going to stay on here for a little bit because I want to just give you an insight to what my day usually looks like. Every morning, I get up and move my body without fail. All right. I don't care what's going on, it's a non negotiable for me. But not only from the physical aspect, but from the mental aspect. Okay. Because when you start to get your blood flowing, your mind starts getting a little bit more focused. Your body feels relaxed. There's science behind all this. The endorphins are up, that dopamine hit that you get, and it's a natural dopamine hit. It's not anything that you putting in your body, all right, that is making you feel a certain way. And science is out there that most successful people, they exercise. And when you can exercise in the morning, there's an extra added benefit because it carries on through the day. My energy is high. I just had my workout. I'm like an hour out from my workout. I'm on a natural high. This energy carries on till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. I know when my peak times are, all right, where I get the work in. And so it is between 9 and about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. Then I go out and I take a walk. It's beautiful now out here. I'm in the DMV area. I'm actually in Maryland, and it's absolutely beautiful. So, getting outside, getting some air, getting nature, understanding being connected, figuring out how we're going to shift this mental thing that we got going on. We got negative thoughts and we don't know quite sure, our creativity has gone down. So let's make sure that we are exercising, okay? And so that way it could be an extra benefit for showing up the best version of myself, of yourself. And also, when I exercise in the morning, I feel better, and the other people around me feel better too, because they know when I don't get my workout in, please, all right, I I know for me that I'm off. And so let's think about what we're doing, because we do not want to inadvertently settle for mediocrity. All right, here we go. Next. Okay. For those that are, I would say, in your next chapter, or for those that are thinking about doing something else besides their career, there is nothing wrong with having a side hustle, okay? Or a side project, or a side whatever it is. Do you know when you have that type of creativity and you're doing something on the side, you have something to look forward to. You're just not spending your night just watching TV, because guess what? There's a lot of bad news going on right now. And if all you're doing is watching TV on your phone, social media, looking at different news that will bring you all the way down, it's because you might not have enough to do. All right. And it's also going to make sure that it improves yourself. We're doing things that we know, okay, maybe I can do these on the nights. Maybe I could do it on the weekends. All right. Whatever it is, you just name it. All right. You want to write a book. All right. You're wanting to clean out your garage. You're making home improvements. Um, you putting a photo album together. I don't know what it is, y'all. Whatever it is, create some side projects. All right. And it may just turn into a full-time job or a full-time business. You never know where that's going to go. Again, I started Slay to Success after I retired from the military, and I occupied most of my time doing things like this. I am a professional keynote speaker, so I go out and speak to communities. I have to prepare for that. I'm also an author, so I do a lot of book signings. I mean, it's endless. It can go on and on and on, but I am striving to be the best version of myself and unlocking my fullest potential. All right, so that's one. Okay, and then we got to leverage our opportunities. When we get an opportunity, we're just not there. All right. We step all the way into that. We step all the way into that. Do not let an opportunity just go by and just allow it to be. When you are at the opportunity, what can you make the most out of that? Really looking at how can I show up ready for another opportunity? Because once you have an opportunity, there are going to be endless amount of opportunities after that. I'm speaking from truth from where I'm at. All right. So make sure you leverage the opportunities that you receive because you want to look good from head to toe. Again, I do a lot of consultations about appearance, behaviors, communication, and digital presence. All right. I have a seminar, a webinar, and a whole thing about it. All right. So making sure that we are presenting the best versions of ourselves is so important when we have an opportunity. And lastly, I would say speak up for yourself. All right. If you don't speak up on your behalf, somebody else is going to. And guess what? That narrative is going to be different than the narrative that you want to be out there. All right. So you need to speak up because you have an opinion, your voice matters. And if you don't know your voice or you're not sure how to use your voice, all right, come see about me. All right. Because it is so important. Some of us have been muted. Some of us have been silenced. Some of us have, sat in the corner and allowed other people to talk for us, talk over us. And at, some points you feel like I don't even matter. I don't feel valued. I don't know if I don't feel seen. I don't feel heard. And that's because we're not speaking up. All right. So we need to make sure that we're speaking up for ourselves. So yes, Chevy, we need to consider a whole appearance. It's a package. It's a whole package deal. It's just not about your appearance, it's about all the other components to it. How are you taking the time to make sure that you are presenting the best version of yourself? And it's going to look different for everyone. Please stop looking at your neighbor, stop looking at your friend. All right. Everybody's got a different path. And if we continue to look at other people, we're not going to get to where we need to be because it's not going to look right on us. Do you know that when we have these businesses or even in your career that somebody's always admiring you, somebody's always looking on you, and yeah, they may be able to take your idea and run with it or whatnot, but they can't sound like you, they don't look like you, they're it's a whole thing. All right, so let's make sure, all right, that we are not settling for mediocrity. All right. And we need to show up in the best versions of ourselves because we're going to be moving forward. All right. This is about moving forward. And when we move forward, this is a lifelong journey. This is not something that is going to be short lived. We are all building legacies. I understand, that a lot of people within my network, we are all about building a legacy. Yes, it's a lot of work. Okay. I have been working, but on personal growth, when it comes to personal development, it's worth every bit of it. It's worth every bit of it. So, this is the first session of the Rise and Slay morning show. This is just to kickstart your week with some motivation, some inspiration, some empowerment, elevating your mindset, igniting your success. If there is anything that you want to share, please share it before we, step out of here because I just want to make sure, all right, that we're showing up. We're stop looking for secret tricks, no shortcuts. Celebrate even the smallest wins. Stop pretending to know things that we don't know. Get your exercise in and move that body. Create a side hustle if you don't have something to occupy your time and to continue to build that legacy. Leverage your opportunities, whatever those are. All right. When you get an opportunity, you need to be preparing for the next opportunities. And lastly, you need to speak up for yourself. So keep on slaying until you can't slay no more. And of course, I'm going to show y'all the video one more time because I feel like That's going to keep us pumped up. All right. So I will share the video and then we will call it out. So Charlene, Dr. Watts, Michelle, Chevy, Leslie, Tish, thank you so much for being here for the first Rise and Slay morning show. And I just want to say thank you so much for all that you do. So go out there, don't settle, all right, and do your very best. Love y'all. Bye bye.